Morning, everybody, or whenever you are doing the session. If you are doing it live, hello, how are you? Step into my forest and come say hi. It's a Friday, oh my word. It's a Friday, guys. That's huge chats. While I let some of you trickle in and say hello, I'm just going to quickly share us. And oh, that's me. Here we go. Share. But yeah, guys, step on into my forest. Let me know how you are. Good morning, Wilma. Good morning, Candace. Hope you guys are well and swell. Phenomenal day. I'm nervous to say exactly what day it is because, you know, some people do some catch up. I'm learning all the cues and everything. And last one. Hey, we're all shaved and we are all happy and we are all flourishing. How's it, guys? Like I said, swipe on in. So just come into the comments. Let me know how you are. Come say hi. We are in for a treat today. Ending our day off, our week, because it is Friday. Keep forgetting that it's Friday. Ending our week off really well with a nice beginner strength flow. Morning, Ivor. Yeah, guys, I'm really excited to take you. Oh, I just knocked the camera a bit. Take you through this little flow this morning, and yeah, just kind of start our Fridays off well and well. But guys, while we're in this beautiful forest, obviously, tomorrow is the final day for you to sign up for our 21-day challenges. Oh my gosh! How wild is that? Hey, Nick, you can just throw up the challenges on the side here so I can speak to the people and let them know what we have. So guys, like I said, almost time, like sign-ups are closing tomorrow. Like, I know we like to dangle the carrots, be like, oh, are we closing them? Are we not? Guys, we're closing sign-ups. We're closing them tomorrow. Okay, so do yourself a favor. We have some epic new challenges with Basically with Jono and Jules. Fitness 1 led by Edgar and Liz, getting your foundations, really epic. Strength 1 with Amy and Durkee. Strength 2 with Jono, Amy and Durkee. Some phenomenal challenges there. OG challenges, we absolutely love. Core cardio led by Dom, which is brand new. Get out while you're in, which I feel like I'm doing right now. Getting out in my forest while I'm in. Then we've got the Fiercely Feminine Reboot led by Jules, which is a completely new challenge, like redoing all of the filming, so really, really epic. Do yourself a favor. Oh my word. And then we've got the Winter Warmer led by Kate, not cake, although food, led by Kate and Adrian. So guys, those are our challenges, our July challenges, 21-day challenges. Do yourself a favor, go sign up. Don't be a fence sitter. The hardest part is deciding to actually get it done. Well, not to get it done, to start. That's the hardest part. Once you've decided, then it's a little bit easier. We've got your back with epic accountability groups like your nutrition plan. We are spoon feeding you 21 days of fitness, of changing your life. Change your habits, change your life. That's what we want. But for those of you who have just joined, swipe in, say hello. It is a phenomenal day. Out in the forest, the sun is shining, obviously. But yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. I'm really, really excited to take you through this beginner flow. It's quite interesting when I put these together because I'm so used to doing like the vinyasa, which is a lot faster and like breath to movement, it's a lot more intense. It's so lovely to put these strength sequences together because it's a lot more, like I've said before, a lot more about control and all of that, which is so awesome. Morning, Monique. Morning, Melanie. Good morning, Nicole, getting ready to work. But hello. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. Thank you for sliding in to say hi. We love it. Guys, this is what we love. It genuinely, and you can laugh, but when you're sitting behind the camera and I can see the names pop up, it genuinely feels like you're talking to people, which I know I am, but it's just quite a little wholesome feeling. Like I'm alone in this office, but I'm not actually alone. Interesting. Morning, Brenda. Morning, guys. Swipe and say hi. Remember, I'm pointing at all of these 21-day challenges, guys. Sign-ups genuinely close tomorrow. Decided to keep you on your toes this time. We're not gonna dangle the carrots and be like, are we closing? Are we not? We are closing sign-ups tomorrow, guys. Honestly, if I could do every one of these challenges, I really would. Like, do yourself a favor. Morning, Tim. How's it? Oh, we love it. Morning, Nancy. Guys, we're in for a treat. We are going to be nice and controlled today in our movements and in our strength, and it's going to be absolutely lovely. I'm very excited. I feel like I need this morning. It's such a brilliant way to check in with yourself. And like with so much going on, and I've said this before, but with so much going on in this wild world, we forget to check in with ourselves. So it's quite a nice way just to find your space on your mat, just to connect and just be like, how are you, self? How are you doing today? And just take a moment to actually be very mindful in like your body and how it's feeling. And I think we often just go through the motions, and Louis has said it before in our strength classes, we're not robots. We're not. We are human beings, and we go through the motions of the days, and they all become quite monotonous, and it just becomes like this routine. And I think, we do a workout and we're like stiff and we're like, oh, our body's sore, whatever. But to actually sit and mindfully be like, okay, this muscle's quite tight today. Like, let me see if I can move it a little bit. Or I'm sitting with my shoulders hunched a bit. Maybe I should just be a bit more mindful and push them back. And I think mind to movement and mind to body is, your mind controls your body. That's the best way to put it. Your mind controls your body. Take a moment, let that sit. But guys, another epic thing that I've just thought about is tomorrow, Saturday, the 8 a.m. workout. The 8 a.m. workout, we are with Jono and Jules, really, really epic. We have this whole elaborate immune situation going on, which I'm sure some of you have seen. Louis and I made a bit of a TikTok yesterday. Do yourself a favor, go take a look. But we have a really epic workout tomorrow in collaboration with Cipla and Immune. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be so cool. Love having an 8 a.m. with John and Jules. It's always a good time. Do yourself a favor. Write in your diary. 8 a.m. Saturday morning. Get your workout done. Smash it out the park. And then you can just chill. And then you can enjoy a weekend with your family and your dogs and your wife and your kids and whatever, and your granny and grandpa, and you can go and just have a beautiful day. That video is just the best. Guys, TikToks are elaborate, I must be honest. It takes commitment, it really does. But morning guys, morning, if you've just arrived, say hello before we start in a couple of minutes. Take a moment. I also want to just challenge you guys, because it is the end of the week, and I don't know about you guys, but it's been quite a wild Tanya, your TikToks are the best, my girl. Guys, go. Tanya makes the best. Just do yourself a favor. Tanya makes the best TikToks. She does. But anyway, I was saying, it's been a long week. I don't know about you guys, but it's been really busy, and it's so easy again, to just go through the motions and not think and not be mindful. And today I challenge you to take a moment and just think about one thing, one positive thing. It's so easy to get wrapped up in drama and negativity. Us as humans thrive off drama. Whenever something happens, we all want to know, why do we stop when there's an accident on the side of the road? Why do we, if we hear a little bit of gossip, we want to hear it too? We thrive off drama. And I want us to take a moment today, and that's often quite negative. And I want us to take a moment today and just forget about everything, all that drama in the world that's going on. Just take a moment and just think about one positive thing. It's amazing how one positive thought can set you up for the rest of your day. That's all we want. We want to just be positive. We can control, now we're getting deep. We have a minute before we start. We, as humans, we control how we feel about things. We control our reactions. And I've kind of just started getting into that mindset of being like, actually, whatever, let's say something really horrible happened and I'm sad. I can sit here and be sad and wallow. Yes, that's cool. Embrace your emotions, not saying don't embrace them. But then we can shift that and go, okay, that was upsetting, but am I going to let that control me? That emotion, that sadness control me? No. I'm going to flip it on its head. Think about something positive, switch it around. Guys, it's all here. The mind is so powerful, so powerful. So guys, it is 7 o'clock. Just going to give another minute or so while everyone kind of gets ready to filter in from the 6:30 class while I take my slippers off, my trusty pantofels. And when you're ready, I will meet you on your mat. Take my last sip of coffee. Obviously essential. That's probably quite loud, sorry guys. Okay. Awesome. Cool guys, so we are going to start today on our backs, on our mats. Just in a little shavasana. And just take a moment here just to connect. And like I said, I just want you to, let's be mindful today in all of our movements and be mindful in our thoughts. Like I mentioned, we can get so wrapped up in the negativity around us. Let's just push that out of our mind for a bit, try and clear your head, and let's focus on your breath. Every inhale, as it goes into your lungs, into your belly, and exhale as you push all of that air out. Let's just focus on breath for just a moment, nothing else. Close your eyes, put your palms towards the sky, just be still for a moment, connecting to our mat and our breath. With each inhale, I want you guys to become even more aware of your belly filling up, of your chest moving, and then pushing the air out. Do a couple more breaths here. Then we're just going to wriggle our fingers and toes, slowly open our eyes, get a little bit more movement, become a little bit more aware. If you guys have any niggles in your body, just focus on them for a quick moment, acknowledge them. Through the practice, we don't want to hurt ourselves. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And if you have an intention for this class, bring it to your mind now. So if you want to focus a little bit more on your strength or a little bit more on your flexibility, or if you just want to focus on moving your body, that's absolutely perfect. But let's bring that intention to our mind right now as we do our last inhale and big exhale out the mouth. Opening your eyes, we're going to bring our knees to our chest and give ourselves a nice little hug for a moment here. Bring your chin and your head to your knees, nice big squeeze. Keeping our spine nice and flat against the mat. We're going to keep our right knee in our chest. And we can flex or point our toes, it's up to you, but let's activate our feet. Let's keep those muscles and those joints working. So I'm going to flex my feet. I'm holding my right knee into my chest. I'm going to extend my left leg. Let's put our heads back on the mat here.
Keeping your back nice and straight and flat, we're activating our core here. But we really want to make sure that our back's nice and flat. We don't want to have domed backs. I don't know if you can see. We don't want to do this. We want to keep nice and flat. So flexing our foot and we're just hovering our left foot above the ground here. We're just holding it for a moment. Warming up the core. You can hold onto your right shin and bring it closer to your body if you want. If you want to just hold it there without your hands, you're more than welcome to. Bring your left knee back to your chest, and we're going to switch over. Right leg goes out straight, finding that leg, but also pushing, like I've said, your back into your mat, activating your core, warming it up, finding that heat, flexing your feet, and just hovering your foot above the ground. Nice, bring it back to your chest. We're going to do the left side again. Hovering, finding that length. Flexing your feet to the sky. I can feel it in my glute, believe it or not. when we hovering here and we activate those muscles, I want you to be very mindful about which muscles we are moving. Bring your left knee back to your chest. We're going to switch over for one more on the right here. Hover. Finding that leg, holding that left knee towards your chest, finding the length in your spine, and even tuck your chin a little bit closer to your chest to find that length in your spine and your back. Bring your knees back together towards your chest. I want you to take your hands and interlace them. Try and remember which thumb you have over which thumb, which one's on top. And interlace your hands behind your neck. Still having your knees in your chest. We're just going to lift our shoulder blades off the ground, so almost in a mini crunch. I'm just going to hold it here for a second. We're going to take our right leg and extend it out. We're still flexing our feet and hovering it in a little crunch here. Hold. And coming back towards your chest, switching, so your left leg's going out. Feet are still flexing, finding the length. Remember, we want your back flat on the mat, activating your core, finding that heat. Hold, keeping your shoulder blades off the ground. Coming back to your chest, we're going to do two more. Right leg's going straight out, hovering, flexing your foot. Keeping your shoulder blades as long as you can up off the ground. If you need to, you can go back to the floor. But just for a moment, and then bring your body back up. And we're switching, last one, knees to chest, bringing your left leg out, nice and straight, finding that length, keeping your back flat on the mat, shoulder blades up, flexing your feet, and bringing your knees back together. Shoulder blades back on the ground. So now we're going to take our legs, put them in a 90-degree angle, still keeping our toes nice and flexed. And we're going to do the same thing, except we want to hold our legs at this 90 degree. So interlacing our hands behind our neck. We don't want to pull on our neck, we still want to activate our core. This is just to help us. We really want to bring our shoulder blades up off the ground and not be pulling on our spine here. So keeping that length in your back, keeping your back on the mat, pulling your core towards your spine. We often feel like we pushing our abs together. What we want to do is pull our belly button towards our spine. Bit of a weird concept, but that's what we're going to do. So just focus on bringing it down and not pushing it together. So interlacing our hands, we want to switch. So if you have your right thumb over your left, we're going to switch so that you have your left over your right. Interlacing behind our back here, keeping our legs at a nice 90 degrees. We're going to extend our right leg, just like we did before, but holding that 90 degrees in the left leg. And just hold, keeping your shoulder blades off the ground. Hold for a second, keep breathing. If you feel you're struggling, go back to your breath. Nice, bring your right knee back up, go down, straighten that left leg, activating your feet, keeping your spine nice and straight, finding that length. Hold for a second. Come back to center. Do the other side, right leg, nice and straight, flex those feet towards the sky, keeping that back flat on the mat, Activate your core, find that warmth. Come back to center, last one. Straighten that left leg. Hold it for a second. Come back to center. Nice. Both feet on the ground. You can cross your ankles over each other and come back into a seated position. And then however is comfortable for you, we're going to find ourselves in tabletop. Okay, in tabletop. So, knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. We really want to find the distribution of our weight. We don't want to put all our weight in our hands or all our weight in our knees or legs. You want to find that balance of weight. You can even kind of move your body around a bit. Make sure that you've got that even distribution. Spreading your fingers nice and wide, pushing into the ground in our nice tabletop position. Going to do a couple of cat-cows here, just warming up a little bit more. So when we inhale, we're going to lift up towards the sky, tilting our tailbone up towards, bringing our belly to the floor, pushing into the ground. As we exhale, we're going to round our back, curl our spine, tilt our tailbone down to the floor. Inhale, looking up towards the sky, opening up your chest. Exhale, down into our cat, pushing into the ground, into our shoulders, rounding that spine, tilting our tailbone to the floor. Do a couple more in your own time. Really pushing into the ground and finding that even distribution in your body. Like I said, you don't want to put all your weight into your hands or all your weight into your legs. You want to find that nice 90-degree angle in your legs here. Let's do two more. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Nice. Take a moment here, shift around. I want us to take our head and we're going to tilt it towards the right. We're just going to take our hips and tilt them towards the right, our right hip. So we're in like this really gentle C shape. Just feeling that nice movement in your spine, that curvature. Going to do the same on the left. So tilting your head to the left, tilting your hips to the left, finding that nice C shape. And we're going to do that a couple of times, just move a little bit freely. Feeling a little bit warmer, a little bit more loose. Beautiful, guys. So from our tabletop, I want us to go into a plank position. So we're just going to step back, keeping our arms nice and strong, hands beneath our shoulders, finding that strength in your fingertips, keeping them nice and wide, pushing into the ground. We don't want to, like I said, sink into our shoulders here. We want to push into the ground, keeping our body nice and straight. If you need to, you can keep your feet a little bit wider to find that stability, or you can stay on your knees. So we're going to hold ourselves here in our high plank and slowly lift our right leg. Finding that balance, pushing into the ground, like I've said, into your hands, and just lifting that right leg, activating that core, activating that right glute, and just hold for a second. If you are going from your knees, I still want you to lift your leg out. Okay? But let's try and push ourselves a little bit in a plank, lifting up that right leg. Two more breaths here. Nice. Slowly put your right foot back on the ground. We're going to shift our weight a bit and lift up our left leg, keeping your hips nice and square to the mat. It's so easy to kind of shift over all your weight. We want to keep our hips nice and square, keep our back nice and straight, keep our arms nice and warm, pushing into the ground. Readjust yourself if you need to. I can see that my arms are, there we go. Two more breaths here, lifting up that left leg, back down, knees to the floor, into child's pose. So toes touching, knees a little bit wider, hands finding that leg reaching out towards the mat. Take a moment here. Catch your breath, lower your heart rate. When you're ready, come back into that plank. So shifting right over your toes, and we're going to do that one more time. So lifting that right leg, we're just going to hold it for a couple of seconds here. Finding that heat. Think about that muscle, think about that glute. You are really squeezing it, squeezing your core, pulling it up towards your spine. 2 more breaths here. Nice. Back onto the floor, lifting up our left leg and hold. Keep breathing. Focus on your breath. Pushing into the ground. Keeping your fingertips nice and wide, distributing that weight. We don't want to put all the weight into our shoulders. Last breath. Left leg down, back onto our knees, into child's pose. Beautiful, everyone. Finding that leg, we just want to pull our child's pose out into the right here. So we're just walking our hands to the right side of our mat, finding that stretch in our left-hand side. With every inhale, I want you to find the length. With every exhale, I want you to go deeper. Coming back to the center of our mat, we're going to shift over to the left-hand side. Same thing, with every inhale, I want you to lengthen. With every exhale, I want you to go deeper. Find that stretch in your right-hand side. Try to push your tailbone onto your heels. I'm struggling to do today, and just hold it here for a second. And come back to center. Come into your tabletop. We're going to go to our first down dog of the day. So keeping your knees bent and finding the length in your spine. We're going to push into the floor, keeping our hands nice and, fingertips nice and wide, looking towards our belly. We're just going to hold it here. If you want to walk it out, you can, but keep your knees bent. We want to keep that length in our spine before we try and straighten and, get our heels onto the floor. Let's focus on slow, controlled movements rather than just getting it done. Just hold it here, walk it out if you need to. From down dog, we're going to shift all our weight over our hands into a high plank. Hold for a second. And back, pushing your hips into downward facing dog. We're going to do that a couple of times. Go with me. Shifting over, weight over onto your high plank. Just holding it for a moment here. Finding that balance and that stability in your core. And back into down dog. Let's do 2 more. High plank, shifting all your weight over your hands. Into down dog. 1 more. Shifting all your weight, rolling over your toes into a high plank. And then we're going to slowly lower ourselves onto our bellies. Take your hands on either side of your rib cage. We're going to do a couple of cobra rolls. So pushing your toes into your mat, your legs into your mat, keeping them nice and close together. Hands on either side of your rib cage. We're just going to lift our chest towards the sky, pulling your shoulder blades together, and looking up, opening up your chest, and back to the floor. Let's do it again. Looking up towards the sky, coming up into our cobra. If you want, you can lift your hands off the ground. You don't have to have them on here, but use them for stability if you need to. And back to the floor. You can really feel those muscles in your back warming up. Let's do 2 more. Squeezing your shoulder blades, looking up to the sky, pushing into the floor, and down. Let's do 1 more. Looking up to the sky, squeezing your shoulder blades. Let's hold it here for an extra second, an extra breath, and back down. Let's untuck our toes, and we're going to go back into our downward facing dog. So pushing ourselves up, our hips back into our down dog. We're going to slowly walk our feet towards our hands into a nice little forward fold. You can hold onto your elbows here, have a little bit of a rock. And find that warmth in the back of your hamstrings. Just hold it here. Going to halfway lift, so finding the length in your spine. You can put your hands on your shins or you can keep them on the floor. Halfway lift, back into our forward fold. And then we're going to move into our chair pose. So we are bending our knees, so keeping our feet nice and close together, toes touching. We're going to bend our knees, bring our arms up to the sky into chair. Finding the weight distribution in our feet. So if you can, try and spread your toes a little bit wider, like I'm trying to do. Reaching up towards the sky, finding that deep, deep squat in our chair. Go a little bit deeper if you can. Straighten up into a forward fold. Nice. Halfway lift. Finding that length in our spine. Forward fold. Going back into another chair pose. So bending our knees. Scooping our hands up towards the sky. Finding that even weight distribution. Sinking a little bit lower this time if you can. And into our forward fold. Straighten your legs. Swan diving down towards the floor. Holding here for a second. Halfway lift. And back down into our forward fold. Let's do one more chair. So bending our knees. Scooping the ground up towards the sky. Holding it here. Let's go even deeper than the first two times if you can. And let's hold for an extra second. Nice, and straighten your legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now we'll stand up straight. I want you to keep the length in your spine and slowly unroll yourself vertebra by vertebra. So we are slowly, with your chin coming up last, slowly coming up. And rolling our shoulders back. Nice. So we are going to come to the side of our mat, keeping our legs nice and wide, into a little bit of a straddle. So we want our heels to be slightly further out than our toes, so we point our toes a little bit in. If you want, you can go a little bit wider. From here, we're just going to forward fold. So we want to put our hands on our hips and slowly just hinge our body, finding the length first. And when you feel like you've got that length and that balance and that even distribution, not just in your heels, but in your toes too, then you can just pull forward and find that really nice little forward fold. If you want, you can hold your hands on either side of your ankles, on your feet, in front of you, behind you, wherever feels comfortable. And with control, we're going to come all the way back up. Taking our right foot and shuffling it to face the outside of the mat, we're going to move into our warrior two. So we are bending our right knee over our right ankle, keeping our arms nice and straight. Really finding that length. We're going to feel like we're being pulled. Really finding that length. If you can go a bit deeper, that's awesome. But keep your form. Keep that pose, keep that right angle, keepers, in your knee, being right over your foot there, and just find that length. Going into our triangle, we're going to straighten our right leg, and we're just going to hinge from our hips. If you have a block, awesome. If you want, you can keep your right arm on your shin here, or you can just touch the floor, keeping our leg nice and straight, keeping our right leg facing towards the side of the mat, and just looking up to your left-hand side, really finding that length. Going back into warrior two, bending your right knee, finding that length in your arms, and we're just going to do a bit of a hop here into our half moon. So putting your hand right next to your right foot here, your right hand next to your right foot, just going to hop our left foot closer to our right. I'm just going to float it up and just hold it here for a second. Finding that height, lifting that left hip, finding the length in your left hand, then bending your right knee, floating that left foot back to the floor, back into our warrior two, coming back into our straddle pose. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Going to take our left foot and we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're pointing our left toes out to the left side of our mat, finding that bend in our left knee, right angle, getting into our warrior two, holding it here for a second, make sure that your knee is over your ankle, make sure your right foot is facing the side of the mat, finding that length in your hands, just taking a moment, then going into triangle, straightening our left leg, pivoting our hips, and looking up to our right hand side. Remember, you can hold onto your shin if you're struggling, or you can hold onto a block. And just looking up, if you can, looking up to your right hand, finding that length. Then bending our left knee, we go back into our warrior two. Hold it here for a second. Then we're going to go back into our half moon on the other side. So putting your left hand down on the floor, hopping your right leg closer to your left, straightening that left knee, and floating that right leg up towards the sky. Really finding that height, grounding yourself in your left foot. Help yourself balance with your left arm. Just hold it here for a moment. When you're ready, bend that left knee. Float that right foot back to the floor, back into our warrior two, and back into our straddle. We're going to heel toe our feet close together, shoulder width apart, into our little Malasana squat. If you have tight hips, don't stress too much. If you can, put your hands to your heart center, pushing your elbows on your knees, really feeling that stretch in your groin. And rocking down onto your coccyx and crossing your legs for a moment here. Nice, everyone. So I'm just going to shift to the side. So we're going to take our left leg, put it out towards the mat, to the front of the mat. Take our right leg, shift it over to the outside of our left thigh, bending our left knee. So we're just crossing over our legs here into a really nice little seated twist, taking your left arm, my left and right are not great here, taking your left arm, hooking it on the opposite side of your right knee, and just finding that really nice twist in your spine. With each inhale, I want you to lengthen, and on the exhale, I want you to twist into it and go deeper. So inhale, lengthen your spine, exhale, twist. If you need stability, hold onto the ground. If you feel like you have control, you can even lift your right arm off the ground. So inhale, find the length. Exhale, twist. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, twist. Nice. Let's go into the other side. So putting both legs out to the front, taking our left leg, switching it over onto our right thigh, bending that right leg if you can. If you can't, you're more than welcome to keep it straight. And you can do the twist and it does just as much. If you want to advance it a little bit, bend your right knee, taking our left arm this time on the outside of our left knee, right arm, sorry, no, on the outside of our left knee, and just twisting. Whatever we did on the one side, we want to do the other. So if you want, you can lift that left arm. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, twist. Inhale, find that length in your spine, grounding both of your hips into the ground. And twist. Lovely. Untwist yourselves. Straighten out your legs in front of you. Flexing your feet up towards the sky. Just going to lift our arms nice, finding that length. and we're going to do a seated forward fold. So keeping the length in your spine, we don't want to just fold over. Bend your knees if you need to, but reaching up, finding the length in our spine, staying straight as long as we can, and then folding forward. You can put your head to your knees, or your head to your shins, or you can just hold it here. Just getting a really nice stretch in the back of the hamstrings, back of the calves. Just take a moment. Two more breaths, getting deeper into the stretch. Coming straight back up with your straight spine, reaching up towards the sky. Put your hands next to you, finding a nice Shavasana. Hands towards the sky, legs apart. Just take a moment to end the practice off correctly. If you had an intention at the beginning of the class, bring it to your mind now. Like I said at the beginning, just be grateful for what your body's been able to provide for you today. Think of one positive thing, just one positive thing. Bring it to your mind now, let it sit with you for a bit, and let's start the day off really, really well. When you guys are ready, you're more than welcome to sit in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But if you'd like, you can get up. Good job, guys. Thank you so much for joining our beginner strength. So, it was absolutely lovely having you guys with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a great way to, find a little bit of movement on a cold day, on a warm day, depending on where you are. Just a great way just to find a little bit of movement in your body for the day. Let me know how you found it. If you have any questions or anything, always love a good amount of feedback. Always helps. That's how we grow. Is by getting all that feedback. Thanks, Nicole. I'm so welcome. It was so lovely having you guys here today in my forest, obviously, my little magical forest. Nisha, thank you. That was I'm so glad you enjoyed it. That's really, really awesome. I hope you guys challenge yourself a little bit today as well. I think we don't want to sit in that comfortable space all the time. We want to challenge ourselves and get a little bit uncomfortable. But guys, like I said, let me know how it was. Go into the comments. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Always here. Don't forget, Saturday workout in my word, let's go and challenge yourself on top posing tomorrow. So do yourself a favor. Get involved. Granny says thank you, Iva. Oh, bless yourself. Thanks, happy Friday. Of course, guys, thank you everyone for joining. This has been so awesome. Have a lovely day, and I will see you all next week.
She's back with the Fiercely Feminine Reboots.
We are bringing you the Best of Me challenge. I'm so excited to talk to you about the Strength One challenge with myself and Amy.
Kate and Adrian's Winter Warm-Up challenge.
Me and Coach Liz have combined efforts and come together to bring you this amazing Level 1 Fitness challenge.
It is my 21-day Get Out While You Are In cardio and core challenge.
You're going to get exclusive workouts, meal plans.
We got steamy jet beds,
accountability groups.
It is going to be incredible. Bigger and better than it ever has been before.
We are super excited to get going.
We cannot wait to see you there.
Are you ready to ramp it up?